We have 6 3-inch pumps running. We got to go another 75 feet straight, and then we got to make a turn. So everything's looking great. It's going almost to plan. We're wrapping the log so when we pull the rope it'll spin. Well, the 12 foot by 440 feet is completely unrolled. There's 68 feet to the bulkhead, which isn't watertight, so we're not going to tie into it. We're going to tie into this gravel over here, that sand. That'd be watertight. But the old concrete, too many cracks, too much everything, and they're not watertight. This is the next day, morning, 9:30, and low tide. And we trapped a bunch of water, which is good. And we need to pump more water in this 12-foot dam. It has sunk in the mud big time. Exactly how far, I'm not sure, but we need to pump more water. And of course the water, it's low tide, and there is none to pump.
That all moved down?
So, but it's coming in. It will be. We'll hopefully finish this job today or tomorrow. You can see a ridge of mud here that's quite higher than the surrounding mud, and that's the AquaDam settling into it. And the whole dam is moved this way during the high tide of last night when the water was trapped back here. So anyway, they're lucky to have the dam still here. They were supposed to be pumping at low tide. Nope, didn't happen. So again, when things don't go the way the plan is, there's consequences on all jobs. The longer this sits here, the longer this will go into the water. Sink into the mud, I should say. You can see how high the mud is here. It's settling into and the whole thing is moved last night at 3 or 4 in the morning, whenever high tide was, and it trapped water back here and moved the dam this way. Now, the dam is designed to go this way, but they didn't fill it up. They quit. So, I don't know, don't understand it. So, here we go, that's what we got. They wouldn't remove these docks. They're just ridiculous. Now, the dam tried to straighten out here on the corner, and now we're on the dock with all the nails, of course, all the old bolts, of course. This stuff is a killer. Nails, old rusty bolts all along here. Now we've got the barnacles. I don't know if you can see them. There's the barnacles. And well, that's not good. You don't have to be on the barnacles. If they would have just, you know, did what they were told to do. So the tide's coming in. We're pumping water into her right now, and we've got the other dams to put in. Well, we're launching 10-foot double closed-ended AquaDams, and it's still not floating, but it will be floating shortly, and then we got to pull it across. We're going to throw this rope so they think across. Wow, what a throw! That is a good throw, but 10 feet short. We have 2 dams that are going to sit in the water now. So when it's deep enough so they float, we can float them as backup dams to this. One's going here, the other one's going on that side. Now that the tide is partially in, the dam just floats out into place. We've rethought the plan. We should take the wrap off and unroll the first 15 feet next to shore here so the equipment can boom out and help us. We've got to get to it's a double closed-ended dam, so we got to get to the fill tubes, which come out the top, of course, and they're 15 feet, something like that, from the end. So we've got to unroll it by hand, that 15 feet. High tide, or just about high tide. There we are, unrolling the dam by hand. It's floating, and we've got 4 people pulling on 2 different ropes, and that spins the dam. And what we want to do is pull the whole thing right next to the main dams so it fits like a glove. Okay, we've only been putting water in the outside one. This side's just floating here, but we want to hug it up to this dam. That's what the ropes are for. And then when we fill it up, it wants to push it off this big dam, and we want to give it a little resistance. The resistance are the ropes. This has gone in perfectly. We want slack on the inside tube, so we filled up the outside tube with more pumping power, and then the inside tube, and so the water will run around the end, on that end, from one tube to the other tube when there gets to be water pressure. So and the weight of that tube being full will keep this one in place because it'll overpower this one. So it ought to fit like a glove that you can't even put your hand down in between the 2 dams. black on the inside tube. You can't see the tube, but it's the inside of the AquaDam facing this dam. It's just fitting perfect right here. It's that's just exactly what it's supposed to look like. We're gonna let the ropes down pretty soon, but we've got it firmly implanted next to the main dam.